Oseno moja divna mila lijepa gizda.
Hello YouTube! Welcome to Buško Jezero or Buško Lake in Bosnia. I've actually been here since last night. I've made myself really comfortable in this amazing A-frame glamping house. I've been working all morning, but soon I will have lunch and then I will go explore. I'm gonna go see something super special. Bosnia is one of the 3 countries in the world that has the most wild horses, and they are really close to here, about 45 minutes drive. So I'm gonna go check that and hopefully see them, because is gonna be improvised. I'm not gonna go through any tour companies or organize trips, so I don't know if I'm actually gonna see them, and I hope this little beast is gonna be able to drive me up there because it's up the mountain. But other than that, since this is a road trip, 18 days driving through Bosnia alone, for the first time. I've never been here. And yesterday I made a trip from BiH, which is quite up north, well, northwest of Bosnia, where I spent 4 days in the most beautiful place. Do go check out my previous video to see that. And yeah, yesterday afternoon, after finishing work, I made my 200-kilometer way down here to this beautiful lake. Maps said it's gonna take 3 hours to get here. It took me 3.5 because I was driving so incredibly slow, because the landscape was just breathtaking, so amazing. Like, I honestly didn't know what to expect because I haven't researched that area that much, and I really didn't know I'm gonna be driving through these mountains and plateaus and hills and valleys and like really small villages. The nature is so pristine. What really surprised me about that place was just how empty it was. Like, empty as in it's not inhabited, and there's even no farmland, no nothing. It's just wild nature, forests and meadows until your eye can see, and it just looked so untouched and unspoiled. And if I compare that to Slovenia, it's a small country and 60% of it is forest, but still when you're driving you just feel like it's all either inhabited or there's farmland, and there's always something going on, unless you're like somewhere really far in the mountains or in some areas where we have like wild forests and that. But other than that, like here it was 200 kilometers and it's like nothing. So wild. And I just love these kind of places because I feel like they're so rare to see, and it kind of reminded me of Scotland. I feel like there were some places like that, and also because there's like sheep and running around, not that many, and I even saw like Highland coos. Like, oh my god, like I cannot believe I didn't stop for that, but I was like in the middle of nowhere and there was nowhere to stop. But you're driving through these like small villages. I don't know if you can even call them villages. Like there's just like houses scattered around a little bit, but it just feels so airy and so sad, even though it was the nicest day when I was driving around, like really beautiful day, but they're just empty. It's like almost like this house here. Let me go. So you would just see houses. This one has a roof. Most of them don't even have a roof. So just like abandoned houses from people who fled during the Bosnian War. It's just so weird to see like a village of 15 houses and maybe like 2 or 3 are inhabited and everything else is just, you just see the bones of the buildings, just the bones of the houses, and there's nothing. There's no roofs, there's no windows. They're just all like there as a reminder of what happened, I guess. It's so weird. It's like, it's such a grand landscape, and then you just get these moments of sadness wherever you pass these villages and these houses. And honestly, I don't know enough about this to really like explain anything on YouTube. I'm sure there are much better channels and much better videos where you can learn more about the Bosnian War and the whole conflict. But even the locals here, like the owner of the place where I was staying yesterday, he described Bosnia as complicated. So if someone who is from here describes their own country as complicated, then me as a foreigner, even though we were in the same country in Yugoslavia, but we hear so little of the situation, and we didn't learn anything about school, not in primary school, not in middle school, not in high school, nowhere. It's just something that is so hush hush. So it's like I cannot preach about it. Go on the internet and learn more. But from what my knowledge is, from my research, is that most of these places that are abandoned are from Bosniaks who were Muslim. They were the most impacted of the whole war. And so yeah, it's a mix of like different impressions and different feelings when you're driving past such landscape that were so strongly impacted by something so horrible, by something so terrifying. But I mean, come on, like you look at this and you're just like, why do bad things always happen to the most beautiful places and the most beautiful people? I said this so many times already in my videos, but like again, I'm just like, come on. I'm driving past those villages and those amazing hills and pastures, and I keep thinking, oh my god, this is like heaven to live in, and yet it's now vastly empty, uninhabited, and feels so airy and sad. I need to go back to work, so a little bit more work and then we go explore. I'm on this tiny road going up the mountain, and the biggest expedition truck just passes me, and I'm like, wow, this is already so beautiful. This is Livno, the expedition truck. This is Krug mountain, where the wild horses roam free, and wow, it's just, the view is beautiful. Okay, so the road is really bad. So I parked next to the cows and I will go walking, because this with that car, I mean, I have full coverage, but I don't want to stay in the middle of Bosnia without a car. If I puncture my tires or something, this is just like, no, not gonna work. Okay, should have brought a backpack. I look like I'm going to the beach. Oh, god damn it. Was this a good idea? Should I have booked the organized Jeep trip and paid, I think, 70 euros? I'm sorry, I'm too cheap. But honestly, like, I don't have time for that, unfortunately. Yeah, just gonna walk. Worst case, I find a nice spot and just have a picnic because I brought some food. And that's it. I mean, for the views alone, this place is amazing. Fuck me. Huge, huge plateau. This is a perfect spot for a picnic, so if I don't find anything, well, if I don't reach the top, although I think we are pretty close, I'll just come back there. I was not ready to have a hike in the middle of this heat, but I think I completely underestimated this whole thing. Although, like, here the road is not that bad. It's actually much better than some of the roads I've been driving in the past few days. But now it is what it is, so I'm just gonna continue a little bit further and then sit down for a picnic. Okay, I found a hiking trail. So, but it doesn't say how long it takes to get there. But I'm just gonna try and see. Also, I just remembered that yesterday I saw signs for bears. So, is it wise? I have no idea. I'm really deep in the forest now, and I've seen cow shit and horse hoops trails, and I'm like, I don't know, am I pushing my luck, or am I just like with my explorer mind on? I'm not sure how far I'm gonna continue to go, but definitely not prepared for this, as I said. So, yeah. Well, I guess I found my picnic place.
Konja vodim, pješke hodim, da zlato ne bude.
Okay, so I'm going back. It's 6 p.m. and mission seeing wild horses in Bosnia is a fail. I should have planned this better, or checked the road situation, or just went with an organized thing. But I don't like organized stuff. So if you want to come here and see the horses, my advice is either get a car that can take you on these dirt roads. 4x4 would be preferable, probably, even though I've seen people drive all kinds of shitty cars up the mountain. Or they have like these four-wheel drives I've seen, or a motorbike, or yeah, just with jeeps with an organized group. I know there's many here around Livno. I'm a little bit disappointed because I love horses. I've never seen wild horses anywhere. It's very rare. It's just a couple of places in the world. I know in Iceland, and I think, is it New Zealand or I forgot. I will check. But yeah, here it's third largest group of horses, and they're literally there. But the problem is I would probably have to hike at least another hour, and then when I come on top, there is no guarantee that the horses are there. So I am happy with the fact that I just had a very spontaneous picnic in the middle of Bosnian forests, wildlife, and that I had some really amazing views and spent a little bit of time in nature, and that will have to do. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I mean, it's not a loss. It's still beautiful. It's still something I've never done, something that I didn't plan to do. Something that, you know, it's a story. Hey, remember that time that I just went into a Bosnian forest and had a picnic in the middle of it? Yeah, that's that. So back to the civilization we go. I actually don't mind going back and just chilling at the little hut and exploring that area because I haven't yet. Let's go. By all means, come here for the view. It's really so cool. Also, like, you have a Catholic church and a mosque literally like 100 meters away from each other, which to me is like, it's so interesting to see. Back at the car. Yeah, the road is the worst here, so if you can get past this, then you're fine. But I'm kind of glad I didn't go with the car. I don't know what is up there. Can I turn here? Yeah, I can, right. Alright. I was actually only gone for like an hour and a quarter, but I just had a weird feeling, and you know, trust your intuition. So I was walking up there somewhere. The roads in the town in Livno are so narrow and so steep. I just decided I'm gonna walk because also I don't know where to park, so I'm just gonna go explore a little bit the old town.
Sacra
think I get it, and then I'm like, I see a mosque and a little church tower together, and I'm like, I'm even more confused than I was. Oh, I don't know. So I'm assuming Stara Čaršija is like the old part of the town. There are some old buildings, but honestly not that many. Most have been renovated, but it's just under this cliff. I was walking up there before. Okay, maybe this is not the way to go. There's a really beautiful house there, but I don't know how to get there. Am I allowed to walk here? I feel like I'm trespassing, which is very common in my line of work. But there's so many people outside that it just feels a little bit weird, and they're looking at me like, are you lost? Actually, yes. I have so many questions, and I'm so afraid to talk to people because I'm afraid that I'm gonna say the wrong thing or ask something I shouldn't be asking and offend someone. So I'm trying to be super diplomatic, and I don't think that's gonna answer my questions. This was the old town. I don't know what's with my data. It doesn't work. So I'm left with like guessing where I am and where I'm going and how to get places. So now I have to drive back to my hut and just have to figure it out. Yeah, that's the dealio. I found my way back without GPS, without the map, and without anxiety. I think I've done pretty well. Yeah, look at me. And without getting lost, like literally first take and I'm here. Perfect just for sunset.
Hoćemo li popiti, zdravicu nazdraviti?
Time to enjoy this beautiful place. 2 nights somewhere like this really doesn't feel like enough because I arrived really late last night, well, at like 8 p.m. I was working 8 hours today, and then I went out to search and fail searching for the horses. So you really don't get the chance to enjoy this place, because the whole point of this place is to just chill here. It's perfect for that. I mean, just look at the colors, and it's so calm, even though the road is just behind here and there's like fishermen doing their thing. It's just really, really cool. And feels like you are on the Adriatic Sea, even though it's like behind the mountains. Yeah. I will link this place. I highly recommend you to come and stay here. I'm staying here as a part of my press trip, so I will be writing an article, so I got it for free. Not for YouTube. I'm a journalist and editor, so my YouTube channel is still too small. Help me change that. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment below. What is your favorite view? Where is your favorite view? Yeah. Right now, this is my favorite view. This also. Cheers, živeli. Look how there's so many spiders. Can you even see me? Or is there just a blackness in the frogs? Yeah, anyway, I've been trying to read some articles, find some information on things that I'm interested in and I'm questioning while doing this road trip. And in case you want to know more about the topics of what was going on here, what is happening now, why there is a really, really big problem with depopulation in Bosnia, why so much of the country is just empty, why so many buildings, so many houses are abandoned. Rather than me giving my perspective without much background and knowing what really went on, because each side has their own story, and then there's the story of mass media, and then there's the story of politicians. I'm gonna link some articles below in case you want to read a little bit more about it. I found them very informative and like a really interesting points of view of people who come from here, because I feel like I have no authority whatsoever to give out this kind of information. So yeah. After 2 days in this gorgeous paradise of a place, it's time to hit the road again. This time it's only an hour and a half of driving, going more south, and yeah, so it's not that far. Lake House Beliz, thank you so much for having me, for the hospitality and being my sanctuary on this beautiful Buško Lake. Really does feel like summer has arrived, and it's just the most amazing atmosphere of, feels like vacation, feels like seaside. All right, let's go.